Madre Search and Rescue is the oldest rescue team in California. This year is our 60th anniversary. We have 28 members currently. Some are CPs, so they stay in base camp, but most are field eligible people. The big distinction between a rescue and a search is a rescue, we know where they're at. And we're just going to go get there, do medical work, and evacuate them, maybe by ground or by helicopter, whatever's necessary. A search is very different, is that we obviously don't know where they are. So a search is we know where they last were.
During the first operational period, what we'll do is perform 3 fundamental tasks. One is a hasty search where we send field crews in and have them search the obvious trails, the obvious fire roads, the obvious drainages and ridges. The second thing we'll do is provide containment. So we'll send crews around, typically by vehicle, and try to get way outside beyond where the person could have possibly hiked to within the time frame that they've been reported missing. And the third thing we do is interview and information gathering. So we'll talk to the reporting party and find out, if we can, what the missing person's intentions were. Where were they planning on going?
One of the big shortcomings of any CP is getting crews assembled and put out in the field where they can start searching. Getting a good map in the hands of a qualified search crew is one of the most important jobs we can do in a command post. And that's the very job that we're struggling with.
GIS is a very new technology for search and rescue teams. It's been used in many other realms, but not really effectively in search and rescue yet. So we're designing a data model where we can actually build this to run to search, not the management part, but the important parts for us are getting the teams in the field quickly. And what the GIS does very well is enables us to put in assignments and spatial assignments and then print all the maps necessary for the field crews to go into the field. Once the field crews are in, we can now track progress on the field crews by their XY location, their coordinates.
I don't know how many folks in search and rescue are aware of GIS as a tool in general, and then letting them know that there's a specific tool for search and rescue. Fire's been pretty established, especially wildfire, with their tool set, and so we're hoping that we can do something similar and replicate their successes in terms of having a tool that's flexible, but those advanced users can also go in and make changes and use it the way that helps and benefits them on certain incidents.
There's cross hatching at the toe. At the top half, there's incline marks to the front outer edge of the foot. V's at the ball of the foot. V's at the heel that point toward the rear of the foot. Copy?
A big weakness in the command post when you have several people running it is a clue gets called in on the radio. Somebody found a footprint that's important, or they found a scarf that's important, or a water bottle, and the radio operator realizes it's important, and it gets entered into a log, and by the time it gets to where the person that can act on that clue, it gets lost or it gets dropped. And just one clue like that getting lost makes a big difference in the whole search. So if MapStar can keep those clues from being lost by putting them on a map that people share, that's the big value.
They found a gray bandana. It has a black and white paisley pattern on it, probably the type you'd find at REI.
As it comes back from the radio and they call in that they found something, that now gets added to our data collection so that we've got visual references for people to actually follow the search with, and then to plan the next operation if we don't find them immediately.
Clues are crucial, and they may not be crucial when they come in, but as you start to put pieces together, any clue that's lost could be potentially, I don't want to say life-threatening, but certainly could lead to miscommunication. And so if a clue comes in now, we put it on the map immediately, and it doesn't get lost. And without that spatial information, clues could be taken as not significant, but then when you see where they are, sometimes they make them significant just based off the location. And then finally, when someone was found, that map got crumpled up, put in a box and shelved forever. And so you tend to remember what you did wrong, but you forget what you did right. And then alternatively, when we don't find someone after the first day, like we did today, which is very fortunate, when you don't find them the first day, every day you have a new map, and then a new map, and a new map, and a new map. And all that information is very hard to archive and keep and make it so that if I just want to pull up a file from an old search for whatever reason, you just can't do that anymore. It's in a box.
Increasingly, we're getting incident command people coming in who are not familiar with the terrain. with the wilderness backcountry of say, Sequoia Kings Park. And it's important that they understand, for planning purposes, how rugged the terrain is and how long it's going to take to cover a segment. Anything that helps, speed up the planning cycle and help visualize the terrain just lets us do things more safely and more effectively.
I think this is a newer tool that really needed to be developed and has taken us a long way in a short period of time.
The neat thing is it wasn't done by any single agency. It wasn't funded by anybody. We just kind of put in our own time, put in some informal meetings, and come out with a product that's working for us today.
In a year from now, I would hope that we can deliver this data model to any team that wants it, that we can provide instruction on how to use it. Anyone can get up and running with it, and I hope it becomes sort of a standard that everyone can use and make their searches better. When we've become mutual aid as well for people, so that if someone needs a GIS resource, that we have someone that says, I know how to use this tool, I can come help you. So not only do we provide manpower and bodies in the field to do the actual ground pounding and searching, but we can provide overhead support for GIS. If we're all using a similar tool, it doesn't have to be identical. If we're all using a similar model, it makes it very easy for someone from the outside team to drop in and assist. And the ultimate thing here is to find people in the wilderness faster, so that if they are in trouble, we're there quicker to lessen their pain out there. And maybe they're injured. If we can get there an hour quicker, it could be between life and death.